Never have I felt so lied to. That would be the theme of what I have heard from more folks in the last couple of weeks than at any other time during the COVID-19 pandemic. This distresses me because it seems to me that I have said over and over again, we need to invest in relationships with the public so that we can build a public trust. We're not doing it. My name is Scott Jensen. I serve in the Minnesota State Senate. I'm a family physician. Today, I read that the Prime Minister of Belgium has said that she and their country are going to follow hospitalizations as one of their core metrics because this is an, if you will, uncorruptible piece of data. Then why is it that in Minnesota, the Department of Health, evidently with Governor Walz's approval, have come out and said that they are not going to report to the public ICU bed utilization and hospitalization utilization. On March 25th, when Governor Walz issued a stay-at-home order, he said this: so what our objective is now is to move the infection rate out, slow it down, and buy time so that the resources of the ICU and the hospitals and the things that we're going to talk about today can be stood up to address that. A couple months later, July 17th, Chris Ersman, the state's infectious disease director, says, it's extremely likely that Minnesota will see hospitalizations and intensive care cases on the upswing as soon as next week. Over and over again, we were told that these are two critical metrics, and now they're gone. I have watched them. We have the capacity in Minnesota to have 3,000 ICU beds if need be. We were at 130 to 140. We have, all told, the capacity in Minnesota to have 10,000 hospital beds available. We are using less than 300 of those for COVID-19. Why are we not being given that information? We were told that the goalposts, the objectives, were to depress the peak, delay the surge, so that we could allow hospitals to prepare for the future, have enough PPE, and prepare for a surge so that we wouldn't be overwhelmed. We've done that. The goalposts keep changing. In a commentary to the paper, the Minneapolis Trib on September 15th, the question is, why is the state not providing more data on long-term care? We've been asking for that, and we're not getting it. This was written by Greg Larson, Christine Sundberg, and Ilan Caspi. We're not getting the information we want. These are people that work on behalf of the elderly. These are people at the University of Minnesota School of Nursing. I feel like we're being lied to. The Center for Disease Control, they came out and said that there's a deal about transmission, then they walked it back 3 days later. The CDC has fumbled over and over again. Minnesota is spending $9 million on an ad campaign to talk about a variety of things, television, radio, billboards, talking about what they want to talk about, promoting personal responsibility, wearing a mask. Well, what about spending some of that money on just telling people, hey, dig in right now, lose 5 to 10 pounds now, get on some zinc, get on some vitamin C, get on some vitamin D, get off the couch, go take a walk. Wouldn't that be money better spent? Or does that money just get put right alongside of the $7 million we have spent for the morgue? Folks, we have got to build a public trust. People are feeling lied to. Why aren't we being able to see ICU beds being utilized and hospital occupancy? And lastly, I want you to hear it from my lips. I have learned in the last couple of days that I do have COVID-19 antibodies. About 5 weeks ago, my allergies kicked in the end of August, and I had a little bit of postnasal drainage and a slight scratchy throat and a little bit of a hacky cough for a couple of days that oftentimes accompanies my fall allergies. I was a little tired, but that was all I had. No fever, no shortness of breath, no diarrhea, no skin rash, nothing else. When I found out about a week ago that a friend of mine, who I know quite well, had tested positive for antibodies a week ago and had been ill at about the same time, I thought maybe I should get checked. I've been getting myself checked about every 6 weeks. I've been negative up until now in terms of antibodies. But yesterday I received notification that I do indeed have COVID-19 antibodies, IgG in type. And so I evidently did have the disease sometime about 5 weeks ago. It appeared to mimic my seasonal allergies. The fatigue I was experiencing, I attributed to the antihistamines I was using for my allergies. This is COVID-19. And for me, it was sort of a nothing burger. But obviously it's not for everybody. It's a tricky disease. It has multiple manifestations. And the only way we're going to get through this is if we can trust our leaders. That means they've got to give us the information that they've promised us, keep giving us the information that we've been getting for the last 5 months, and stop pulling shenanigans. Shame on you, Department of Health. You should be telling us what the hospital bed usage is and what the ICU bed usage is. We are not pawns. We are intelligent people that can engage. Shame on you. People are feeling lied to.